Welcome to Audit Archive, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. Join us as we explore the laws, regulations, and violations showcased in First Amendment audits, police interactions, and legislation.
Times, which led to an unfortunate death. On January 17, 2023, officers from the Raleigh Police Department were conducting something known as proactive patrols of businesses in an area that allegedly has a history of criminal violations, including robbery, drug deals, and firearm violence. As the officers patrolled numerous different parking lots for suspicious activity, two of the officers, namely Officer C.D. Robinson and Officer J.T. Thomas, pulled into the same parking lot and approached two different vehicles. It's to be noted that Officer Robinson had also requested dispatch for additional officers to assist them with the patrol. Let's take a look at Officer Thomas's initial contact with one of the vehicles first.
Hello. Hey, how you guys doing? You guys okay?
We're good.
Alright, we're just checking on people. You're the only car in the parking lot. Lights on.
I'm the only car in the parking lot.
With the lights on. The only one that's got people
I'm
in
just waiting for somebody to come out.
Okay, you guys are good.
Okay.
Alright, yep. We're good. Oh, what the hell?
Note that after Officer Thomas briefly spoke to the occupants of the red vehicle, he was surprised to see that fellow Officer Robinson had already asked the occupants of another vehicle to step out. There were two occupants in the vehicle, one in the driver's seat and one in the passenger seat. The subject in the driver's seat was later identified as 32-year-old Daryl Tyree Williams. Now, before we watch the initial contact through Officer Robinson's body cam, let's take a look at what the police report on this incident claimed had happened so we can compare it with the actual footage. In the police report, it stated that, upon approaching the vehicle, the passenger opened the door, and Officer Robinson observed an open container of alcohol and marijuana in the car and requested Mr. Williams and the passenger to exit. But did this really happen? Let's review the footage.
You can talk. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
How's it going? What y'all doing?
Nothing. I'm walking to my house.
Huh?
I'm walking to my grandparents' shop.
Okay. Just do me a favor. Come over here. Have a seat, both of you. Have a seat.
For what?
Have a seat.
For what?
511. Have a seat.
What did we stop? Why?
Have a seat.
For what?
Have a seat. Have a seat. 1037 vehicle 808 Rockport. Send us one more check.
We're not doing nothing.
Alright, that's fine. Face the car.
Okay.
You grab the other one, Ken.
What's going on?
Walk over here.
What's going on, officer?
Put both hands on the car. Don't move, okay?
Okay.
You understand? You got tapping on you, you know? Keep both your hands up there.
Money in my pocket.
Keep both your hands up
I'll
there.
go for the start.
Keep both of your hands on the car. If you can't listen to my instructions, I'm gonna put you in handcuffs. I'm not trying to put you in handcuffs.
One might wonder why the passenger voluntarily opened the door for Officer Robinson. But it's not to be forgotten that he was being approached by uniformed police officers shining light directly at him, while a patrol vehicle was essentially blocking him in. So, naturally, he opened the door to speak with the officer. But it's worth noting that Officer Robinson was the one who then grabbed the door and pulled it completely open. Also, the police report we just looked at basically implies that the officer observed the container of alcohol and marijuana after opening the door. So that begs the question, why did the officer open the door entirely and detain them in the first place?
Don't move, okay? You understand?
Any weapons on you? No, sir. I do. I have knives.
You got Chapman on you, you know?
No, all I got is money in my pocket.
Keep your hands up there, man.
What are these bottom pockets?
It's my boyfriend's car. It's in my pockets. It's money in my pockets.
Keep both your hands
It's my boyfriend's car.
Keep both of your hands on the car. If you can't listen to my instructions, I'm gonna put you in handcuffs. I'm not trying to put you in handcuffs.
That's just
Are you serious? Is this going in that? No, I got one in my jacket pocket. In my jacket pocket. here.
Put your hand right here. Come on. Those hands right here.
Hands on your back now.
As seen in the footage, Officer Robinson started to search Mr. Williams and then ordered him to place his hands behind his back so he could put him in handcuffs. This is an appropriate time to discuss whether this detainment was really lawful or not. According to a blog post published by the civil rights lawyer, it stated that there are two different scenarios for such police encounters: consensual and detainment. Detainments require reasonable suspicion of a crime, while consensual encounters do not. So, if the occupants were already detained before the officer found the open container and marijuana, the detainment would be considered illegal. Regardless, the officers were now in a scuffle with Mr. Williams, who first kept asking why he was being detained, and later retaliated when being placed in handcuffs. Officer Robinson then deployed his taser, which contacted Mr. Williams as he attempted to flee, while the other officers continued to yell at him to put his hands behind his back. Then, Mr. Williams tried to run away from the officers again, and that's when Officer Thomas also deployed his taser, but missed.
Give us another one, Riley. 10-18. We need more, please.
Hands on your back now. Right now. Get on the ground! No! Hands on your back now! Put your hands on behind your back! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back now! Just hold them where he's at. Hands behind your back now! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back now! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back now! It's not a request, it's a command! Put your hands behind your back! Hands behind your back now! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back now! Robinson, grab this. See this? Get your hands behind your back now. Don't get healed. I'm gonna tase you again. Put your hands behind your back. We're gonna get tased. Put your hands behind your back now. Put your hands behind your back. Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground. Ah! Stay on the ground. Hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back now. Hands behind your back. Put your hand behind your back. You're gonna get tased. Put your hands behind your back. Yo, come get healed. Put your hands behind your back.
At this point, Mr. Williams was pinned to the ground, but did not place his hands behind his back. A total of 6 officers were now putting their body weight on top of him to prevent him from getting up. Note that he has already been tased once, and considering the number of officers restraining him, one wouldn't expect another taser to be deployed, as it would be rather excessive. However, this is exactly what happened. Officer Thomas initially deployed his taser, and Mr. Williams immediately appeared to be audibly and visibly in distress, while the officers continued yelling at him to stay on the ground. Most importantly, Mr. Williams was heard stating that he has heart problems, but this didn't stop Officer Robinson from also tasing him after giving him a countdown. Ultimately, both Officers Robinson and Thomas deployed 2 separate tasers in drive stun mode, which both contacted Mr. Williams in about a 50-second time span.
Put your hand behind your back. Hold on. Put your hands behind your back, bud. Right now, you're gonna get tased again. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back now. 3, 2, 1. Hands behind your back now. Release your hands. Let go of your hands. Hands behind your back now. Hold what you got on that side. Hold what you got on that side. Yep, let's go. Help get the other hand. Get the right hand with him. Get your right hand with him. Let go of your shirt. Let go of your shirt. Double cup, double cup. I got you. I got it. You got it? Double cup, quick. Get on there. Come on. I got it. Alright, get started searching him. Make sure we pat him down good. Sit him up. Get him on recovery position. Yep. We're on your way. Sit down. Sit up. Yeah, it's coming. Come forward. There you go.
Let's take a look at this ordeal through Officer Robinson's body cam, which gives us a better understanding of how unnecessary and excessive the taser deployments were. The American Civil Liberties Union very clearly highlights the circumstances under which the use of taser would be deemed justified. It stated that the taser is a use of force and is to be used only when necessary to overcome resistance while effecting an arrest, preventing an escape, in self-defense, or in defense of another person from physical harm. Taking this into account, one could argue that even though Mr. Williams might have shown signs of resisting arrest, tasing him while he was pinned to the ground by 6 officers can't be justified.
Get your hands behind your back now. Now. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hand behind your back. You're gonna get tased. Put your hands behind your back.
Yo, come get him.
Put your hands behind your back.
Press him.
Put your hand behind your back. Hold on. Hold on. Put your hands behind your back, Bo. Right now. You're gonna get on that side. Hold what you got on that side, man. Yep, but go help get the other hand. Get the right hand with him. Get your right hand with him.
We're trying to get 75. We had one round. I think we're good. We're gonna get supervised.
Double cuff. I got you. I got it. You got it? Double cuff, quick. Get on there. Come on. Sit up. You're just coming, come set for it.
Hey, y'all, stay with him, but keep your head on.
Now, a crucial element of this encounter is the fact that Mr. Williams felt completely unresponsive after Officer Robinson tased him. His last words before losing consciousness were that he had heart problems. It's worth noting that the taser shoots 2 small darts connected to the device with thin wires that can deliver up to 50,000 volts of electric shock to a person's nervous system. In fact, a 2014 research review suggested that tasers can cause a life-threatening arrhythmia called ventricular fibrillation, even in physically healthy people with no prior heart conditions. Even though it was very obvious that Mr. Williams was unconscious, the officers continued to ask him to relax and chill out while they were trying to get him up. Soon enough, the officers came to the realization that something was wrong and checked his pulse and respiration. EMS was subsequently called to the scene.
Bring your knees up to your chest. Relax, man. Relax. Fight us this whole time. Chill out. I need someone to check me for probes. Check you?
Yeah, probably got one.
Check me for probes. Pretty sure I got hit with one. I might be out on the ground now. I got crossed by one at least. Hey, is he still good? Hey, my man. Right there, man. Push him inside. Is he breathing? Sit him up at the piano. I don't feel a pulse. Uh-oh. I don't feel a pulse. In the recovery position. Start him around. Hey, come on, Bo, wake up. Hey, he's up. Yeah, he's set up. He's good. Okay, you can go. Hey, Bo. Hey, Bo, wake up. Yeah, we got one. Okay. Yeah. He's tensed up. He's breathing. Alright. Yeah, see? Yeah. He's good. Let's get these probes out of him. Who's got gloves on? Right there. Okay. Where's he got him at? He's got at least a couple in his back. I don't know if they came out when we were fighting with him. What? If I could get you, can you check the probes on the ground, make sure they all have barbs? Let me get my passenger's on. Passenger's in he's behind.
Meanwhile, a search of Mr. Williams' vehicle was conducted, and 2 firearms, some marijuana, and suspected controlled substances were found.
He probably chucked something as well, so. He probably threw something. Yeah, I got a 1032.
Nice.
511, really. You can change this to a CCW, please.
Just do a slow, systematic. I got coke out of this guy. Okay. So like anything folded up.
Big guy?
Yeah, anything folded up where they could have a little line of coke in it. I really didn't want to leave the car, but we're see what I meant about getting around it though. Junk. Uh-oh. Yeah. There's an open bag of weed in the center. Dude, well, I'll wait till camera's off to talk about it.
As the officers waited for EMS to arrive, they continued to evaluate Mr. Williams, checking his pulse and respiration. Upon determining Mr. Williams was unresponsive, not breathing, and without a pulse, officers immediately began CPR efforts. Since the situation had become evidently serious, another call was made to the dispatcher requesting EMS to speed up their response, and that officers had begun performing CPR.
I don't think I feel a pulse.
Want to
Try again? Might start CPR.
I can't get one.
Let's get CPR again.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna start time ready. Someone wanna get ready to stop for 2 minutes, or you want me to stop? Okay. Go on the other side? Yeah, 10 seconds. Okay, just on this side.
Yeah, 30 seconds. I'll let you guys see fire EMS or the location. I hear fire coming up. 35 seconds.
You ready to switch? I can start it. Couldn't find a pulse, doing CPR.
The officers continued to provide medical assistance to Mr. Williams before the Raleigh Fire Department arrived and took over CPR. EMS arrived shortly thereafter to assist with resuscitation efforts. According to the official police report, Mr. Williams was transported by EMS to a local hospital, where he was later pronounced deceased. As of the date of this recording, the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation is conducting an independent criminal investigation and will present its findings to the Wake County District Attorney. Meanwhile, all 6 officers who were present on the scene have been placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. Attorney Don Blagrove, the executive director of Emancipate NC, a criminal justice advocacy group advocating for Mr. Williams' family, is calling for the 6 officers involved in the death of Mr. Williams to be fired and prosecuted by an independent prosecutor, among other demands. Attorney Blagrove is also calling for the Raleigh Police Department to immediately stop their use of tasers.
One account commented, "Hauling citizens out of their cars and making them sit on the ground should be a felony offense." Another person, "We need severe punishment for corrupt cops." Jason Zero Nay says, "I'm surprised they don't tase him more for not responding to their prompt to wake up at the end. Hey dead man we just killed, relax and wake up. Those officers are disgusting." Another account, "They killed a man for no reason, this is disgusting." Dov Armstrong reply, "Is there a single police officer in the USA that is not corrupt?" Yet again, all these officers should be charged with murder and put in jail for life. One comment said, "They are trained to make sure they get certain phrases caught on their body cams. Stop resisting. Give me your hand. Relax. Stop." They're uttered because they have become a magic incantation that makes them immune from responsibility for any violent action they wish to take. Dude was literally telling a dead man to relax and chill already. This is not a problem with these cops. This is trained behavior in all cops in America. This is an institutional problem with policing in America. This isn't a few bad apples, the bunch has been rotten for a very, very long time.